basically, the original idea for Niel is about 10 years old now. It started off as a device piece at college. At the start of the second year, we were asked to create a device piece based on being under anaesthetic or in a dream state, something like that.
Okay.
And me and 4 other guys, one of them being Niel, that was actually in the film, who played the real Niel. We all came up with basically that storyline within about 20 minutes, and we did it in front of our class, and that was the end of it. A couple of years later, I was going through my old college work and I found the original script that we made. And I looked at it and thought, I might actually make quite a good short film. So I did like a mock screenplay for it, and I thought I did it. And my original idea was to get all the original guys together to do the film. And I had no equipment then at all. Couldn't do anything with it. So my idea was to sort of like put a guerrilla shoot, like any camera I could find, I'd shoot it on there. Yeah. But that never happened. So the script was basically there for about, I think, 4 or 5 years maybe. And I started doing work with Mark Adams, and basically I was talking to him about I'd like to make a film. He just, well, why don't you do Niel? I was like, don't do Niel. So I just started making plans from there, and because I know Mark and Atty, I didn't have equipment myself still, and they were there with the equipment, so basically I relied on them to help me make the film, and that's basically what we came up with.
Well, I certainly enjoyed it. So how did you guys get involved then? Everyone's roles and such, me obviously kind of remember you guys afterwards. How did you get involved with the project? There's a microphone there.
I worked on a film with Mark, the same Mark Dean's talking about. We met when we were doing White Lantern. Thanks for the yeah, so we met on that, and then and when we started getting people together for it, I got a nice little text message asking me whether or not I wanted to get involved. And as an actor, you know, work isn't always like as readily available as you'd like it, so I think when you get something a little bit interesting, you think, oh, actually, you know, I'm looking into this. I think, you know, any decent actor would, you know, grab the opportunity for, you know, a little bit, you know, exploring something, having a bit of fun. Plus the shoot was a real laugh anyway. You get to meet a lot, you know. Yeah. I mean, banging heads on low hanging beams and stuff. So I think everyone did. So I think Mark did it first. I mean, that's you.
Atty was the only one who didn't.
Thanks for listening, mate. Yeah, it's nice. All the way through the shoot. What else?
Yeah, wow, I'm a lot louder, aren't I? Basically, Dean had posted up a casting call for the last role, which was Adam, and I was still fairly local to him at the time. Since then I've moved to Manchester, so I applied for it, and he, for whatever reason, offered me an audition.
I have no idea.
So I went along, auditioned, and Mark actually thought I was absolute twaddle before he saw this audition tape. So on the strength of that audition and the fact that he probably couldn't find anyone else, I managed to land the role of Adam/Niel. So yeah, that's pretty much the boring version.
It's actually my first ever acting experience. I've known Dave for quite a long time, not in an acting way at all, just working in bars together really. And Dean asked me to do it, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try. I've always enjoyed like films and acting and things like that, so I thought, might as well just give it a go really. And well, hopefully it went well.
I'm pleasantly surprised, to be honest.
Thank you, Dave.
Hi guys.
Oh. Give him a clap, go on.
I'm like the shyest person here. What am I supposed to
Okay. Talk about what you did.
What did I do?
Two things. How did you get involved with the project, and what equipment did you use at the DFE?
Okay, well, I got involved through Well, I've worked with Mark before, which, by the way, he's going to buy you all a pint because he's the only one who's not here.
That's on camera.
So yeah, I got involved through Mark, who asked me to help out on Dean's first short film venture. I used a Canon 550. Yeah, and again, I wasn't really happy with the grade because I wanted to go for something much more surreal than that. So it's kind of really harsh colour tones, and I really don't like that. It's overexposing places. But then again, Dean did say it's kind of very surreal. So I thought, okay, I'll just go with that for now. But I think I will be doing a re kind of grade to it. But yeah, I've known Dean through, when you work on a film but you don't exactly meet every cast member or crew member. But it's one of those, and it was on a student project, and he shot on a completely different day. So, I again, Facebook, great social network tool. So I added him on there and said, hey, you're working on this film, and he's like, yeah. And after that, I found out that he's friends with Mark, and that's how it started, really.
Basically, the first time me and Atty properly spoke to each other in person was on Niel when he turned up. We'd spoken to each other on Facebook in passing. One time we'd met before, just in passing or something like that, but the first time we properly spoke to each other was on Niel, and it just turned into a good working relationship from there, really.
Well, with this film, basically, what was your process? Was it just a simple, here's the script, here's the actors, let's go and make the film? Or was there kind of more practice in there, like you were saying about kind of encouraging, got it together and kind of acted it out?
Basically, what you just first said there was basically, I've never made a film before. I'd always wanted to make a film, and I saw this as a good opportunity, especially when Mark. I never really thought about really making it until Mark saw that came to me and said, why don't you just make it? It's easy, it's one location, you can do it within a couple of days, la-di-da. And I just thought, yeah, fine, and I just wanted to make a film. So basically, managed to talk Atty and Mark into helping me out with the equipment, because I had nothing myself. The location was in my own flat, and it was just a matter of finding the cast. Like I say, the only person that did audition was Peter. I asked Ferg if he fancied it, because I've known him for quite a few years. I thought he'd be quite capable of the part, because that part's basically him anyway. So, but he pulled it off really well. I was really happy with that. Worked with Charlie on Wildland Pretenders and Gary, who played Gaz. I worked with him once before, and I asked Gary to do it because it just seemed to fit the part. Sort of like I read it, because I wrote it originally as the original guys did it at college. But obviously when they came in, sort of like, look at the lines, but do your own thing. Bring a natural sort of like thing to it. So I was very open to that. So it was basically, I've got a script, I can get the equipment, I want to make this film. And I know it's not perfect, but I am massively happy with that for my first attempt, to be honest.
Very good.
Yeah, and I was quite happy with the giggling responses from the audience when they were watching it. So they were laughing at the right time. This is the very first screening I've had. This only got finished editing about a month ago. So I was quite happy to be able to.